right. Welcome, kings and queens. Listen, this has been a crazy Sunday for me. Listen, I'm supposed to be upstairs working out, but content just keeps coming and coming and coming. And I was going to step away, but for once in my life, I said, you know what? I'm going to seize the opportunity and go ahead and do commentary on it. So today we are going to be talking Love and Marriage DC. I've covered Love and Marriage DC extensively in the past, but I was so new, y'all. As a YouTuber, my channel was so small. Y'all probably did not see one video. Go back and watch the videos that I did. You're going to have to dig. Probably, I'm going to say the month of July, earlier this year. Go back and listen to my videos regarding Love and Marriage DC. Now, as we all know, it has been announced that Monique and Chris Samuels will not be returning to Love and Marriage DC. I feel a different way about it for a number of reasons. For Chris and Monique, I love it. I'm okay with it. If you go back and watch my videos from July, when I started covering Love and Marriage DC, I said that if they come back this year with the same storyline, we're going to know that that Monique doesn't want to work on the marriage. So the reason why I think this is good, they are actually trying to work on their marriage. Possibly. Number one. Number two, Monique probably, there's a little bit of selfishness in there too. You know, Monique doesn't like negative press. I think she doesn't want to feel embarrassed or be made a fool of. So she's decided, for her own reasons outside of the marriage, now would not be a good time for her to come back to the reality television spotlight. Let me back up a little bit. For those of you who are just tuning in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Queen Shiba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Pardon my manners. I got so excited I didn't even introduce myself, but let me go back. So I don't think Monique is comfortable with the bad press, okay? Another thing is Monique was very clear, and I pointed this out in my videos, that she felt set up by Carlos. Carlos sold her a dream, and at the end of the day, he came back and made a fool out of her. Now listen, does that sound familiar? Does that not sound familiar to y'all? Now, I know Monique has this quirky personality where we really don't care for her behavior at times, but does that not sound familiar? Did he not promise Melody Cherie, that he would look after her? And all of the BS that she and her mother had to go through? Come on. Now, I'm trying to hold back on what I really feel. And I want to keep it really nice on this Sunday. Karma is real. I think, Carlos, you went too far on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And people now know there is nothing off limits to you. And based on where Chris and Monique are in this delicate situation in their marriage, they don't want you exploiting them like you exploited Melody and Martell. Chris is wise enough to say, hail to the no. See, Martell's a fool and a narcissist, in my opinion. And a narcissist will take any kind of attention. Chris, on the other hand, probably said, hell no. I see how this man works. See, you can't treat Chris like you treat Martell and throw compliments at Chris and think you're going to get away with disrespecting him and calling him handsome. That shit works on Martell, not a real man. And Chris is probably, I know they're saying Monique is saying we're not going to go. I guarantee you Chris said we're not going to go. And Monique probably delivered that message, because what you're not going to do is play with Chris Samuels. He's seen how you work. And he's probably like, no, whatever we got going on, we're going to work on it behind closed doors. Because Carlos King will not have a moment, because you know he loves to have a moment. He said, bring it to the television. And I think people are starting to realize they're not safe, their well-being, when it comes to the likes of a Carlos King. Because Carlos has $1 to make, even if it's off your pain. Even if it's off your pain. And he's shown there's no limits that he will not go. Ms. Van said it. I think it was on Auntie Anne's channel. Ms. Van said that when she was being harassed by Basement Billy, and she found out that they were bringing Basement Billy on television, she sat down with a female producer and was like, all right, what are you thinking? Here's some things that I've gone through with this person. This female producer cried, became emotional, said, I did not know. The female producer went to higher ups and they still filmed Basement Billy and they still released that footage. Now, if that doesn't tell you that Carlos doesn't give a damn about his talent, I don't know how else to convince y'all. But someone, and I don't think it's Monique, I think it's Chris, because when you think about the covering of a marriage, the man covers the wife. I think Chris had enough sense to say, you're not finna do me like that. So guess what? We're going to pull the cord on this. I'm calling the shots on this. We're going to work on this marriage. I love it because I would hate to see another Black family torn up by they already have their own problems, just like Mel and Martell did. But I would hate to see another Black family torn up by the likes of Carlos King, using it for sheer entertainment. That would be very, very sad. So I love the fact that they're stepping away. The second thing is, no ma'am, not Arena and Ashley. Period. Whether Monique was there or not, no. I can't see it. I can't do it. I think Arena's good for the show outside of Jamie. But Ashley had so much influence on Arena. I just don't see where Arena could go with this. It would have to be like the right mix. Now, I will say this. Everything happens for a reason. This is a necessary evil for a number of ways because there's a benefit to Monique and Chris not coming back. A necessary evil. Number one, it needs to happen if their marriage is going to survive. And if they're planning on getting to a healthy space. So that's the necessary evil to save a marriage. Number two, it's a necessary evil to happen so that Carlos can be reminded that karma is real. You can only go so far before God course corrects you. And all of us are subjected to correction if we go too far. And I think, Carlos, your ego got way ahead of you. You started not caring, and you probably have somewhat of a godlike complex because you hit the ratings hard and because Love and Marriage Huntsville started doing so well that you just stopped caring, okay? The third necessary evil that I want to talk about, and I'm not calling this, I'm just saying when things happen, I'm not calling this person evil. So it needed to happen so that Winter, yes, could step up. I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity for Winter to shine, shine, shine. And speaking of Winter, yes, Winter is going to be on my channel on Tuesday, November 29th, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not only that, we got some other beautiful faces that's going to be joining her. So make sure you tune in. And I'm going to ask her what are her plans for this. But let me just say, I just wanted to check in really quick. This is necessary. I'm going to sit back and watch. This is necessary. Carlos needed a reality check. Mr. Reality King got a reality check. Don't ever forget, Carlos. It's chess, not checkers.